Oh, what's going on, y'all? I didn't know y'all was gonna come in this early. Come in. How you doing? Welcome. How y'all doing? All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's your man Marvin Francois here, and today I wanted to do a quick video for y'all, telling y'all about something I feel like not enough people within the black community know about, within real estate in general know about, and that thing is wholesaling in real estate. All right. So now, what exactly is wholesaling in real estate? It's very simple. Just to put it in layman terms. Wholesaling, as a wholesaler in real estate, essentially, you're like a pseudo real estate agent. Why do I say that? Because a real estate agent is like the middleman that's responsible for facilitating the buying and selling of property, right? Whereas a wholesaler in real estate is the middleman that facilitates the buying and selling of the contracts of those properties. More specifically, properties that you see that are distressed, broken down, abandoned, etc., etc. Let me break it down for you. Let's say you have this dude that's right here, right? Let's call this guy Seller Sammy, right? So Seller Sammy owns this house right here. It's broken down, it's beaten up. Clearly nobody's living in it. The windows are boarded up. It looks crazy. You understand? You get in contact with Seller Sammy and you find out that he is ready to sell his property ASAP. So your job as a wholesaler now is to get the property under contract and then assign that contract to a motivated buyer. So Seller Sammy is here and he's saying, I want to sell now, right? The first thing that you have to do, and the most important thing is real estate, is you got to figure out your numbers. If you don't know how to do your numbers, you're not going to have much success in the business at all. So in order to figure out how much you have to get this property under contract for, you have to figure out what's called the ARV, the after repair value of this dilapidated property, right? Now, in order for you to figure out the after repair value, understand that what the ARV is basically means this is how much the property is going to go for, right? How much it's going to be worth after it's fixed up. In order for you to figure out your after repair value, you take the nearest 4 to 6 homes within a mile or 2 mile radius that have been sold within the last 6 months to a year and a half. You add those properties up, divide them by 6. Some people only take 4 properties, 5 properties. Some people only do 3. It really fluctuates. But then you figure out that number, you add them all up together, you divide it by how many houses you took, and then from there you get your after repair value. It's basically the averaged out cost of all those houses. From there, you then take that amount, you multiply it by 0.70 or 70%. The reason why you do that is because the other 30% is supposed to cover all the closing costs and fees, and also your profit that's going to be taken, that's a part of getting this wholesale deal done. So you take your ARV, you multiply it by 0.70, and then one of the other most important things is what's basically the repair cost, right? How much is it gonna cost to fix up this property? Remember, it's distressed, it's dilapidated, the windows are broken up, the doors is knocked down. Clearly nobody's living there. It has to be repaired, or as they say in real estate, rehab. You understand? You take your ARV, you multiply it by 0.70, you subtract the repair cost, how much it's gonna cost to fix it up, and your total is how much a motivated buyer would be willing to pay to purchase the contract or the property from you. So now, let's give you a quick example. A Seller Sammy wants to sell this house right here, right? You find out that Seller Sammy wants to sell this house right here. You do your numbers, you find out your ARV times 0.70, repair costs, etc., etc. You find out that a motivated buyer would be willing to pay $200,000 to get this property. As a wholesaler, now what you have to do is get this property under contract for anything less than $200,000 in order for you to make your profit. So now, once you get Seller Sammy to get you the house under contract, let's say you're able to get Seller Sammy to give you the house under contract for $190,000. You now have what's called in the real estate game equitable interest in this property. So then what you do as a wholesaler, you then take your $190,000, what's called an assignment contract of this property, you sell it to the you're gonna sell that contract to the motivated buyer. So here's the motivated buyer, and here's you with this property that's under contract, with your equitable interest. You find out that he's willing to pay $200,000 for this property. You have the property under contract for $190,000. You assign your equitable interest to this motivated buyer, and the difference becomes what's called your assignment fee, i.e. the profit that you make from facilitating this wholesale deal. He gives you $200,000, or he's willing to pay $200,000. You assign the contract to him for $190,000. The difference is your assignment fee, and you make $10,000 profit from this deal. So that's just a quick breakdown of wholesaling. I know you probably got 1,000,001 questions after this. Like I said, I'm learning like y'all learning. So this is going to be a journey for both of us, but I just want to do a quick breakdown for any and everybody that may be looking into it. This is something that most people use to get into real estate when they have little to no money down and they're looking to start getting their feet wet in the game. This is something that I learned recently. So I want you to stay tuned for my next video, because in my next video, I'm actually going to be breaking down, getting more into real estate, wholesaling real estate, but also talking about how I unfortunately flopped on my first wholesale deal. It's going to be funny. It's going to be informative. It's going to be educational. So stay tuned. Peace.